and welcome to Let's Sip and Talk with Freema. Well, as you can see, I'm in a vehicle today with a little traveling today. Had a little celebration we had to take care of this weekend. However, how are you guys doing on this great Sunday? I hope you guys were productive, ready to start the work week. And don't forget to subscribe to the YouTube channel so you can see some behind footage of Miss Let's Sip and Talk. So today we have on a special guest, Katie Humphries, basketball, mentor, all those great things. And as we always like to do, is just gain knowledge, learn from one another, and gain more positivity than we had the day before. So without further ado, let's bring on Katie Humphries.
Katie Humphries of Murray State has been on the radar for the last 3 seasons. The 6'3", 225-pound prospect from Montgomery, Alabama, was a star at the Manning Passing Academy last summer and was also able to put together an impressive career for the Racers, becoming their all-time passing leader with 10,463 passing yards and 73 passing touchdowns. Now, going through Humphries' film, one of the first things that leap out at you is how decisive he is in throwing the ball. He passes with a purpose, and in my opinion, he sees the field extremely well. He does a great job in staying patient in the pocket and working through his progressions. Numerous times you'll see him influence defenders both pre and post snap. These are the type of things you want to see from a redshirt senior quarterback that has started over 30 games in his career. I'm also a big fan of how poised he is in the face of pressure. He's not afraid of the blitz or the situation. He doesn't get rattled back there in the pocket. Now, there are times where he can take a sack unnecessarily instead of using his athleticism to either evade or pick up a cheap first down, but for the most part, he's able to get rid of the football. Accuracy at all levels of the field would be another hallmark of his game and an area where he excels. His placement can be a bit inconsistent, but when he's on rhythm and throwing on time, the ball gets to where it needs to be for the receiver to make a play. I also feel like he has a strong enough arm to drive the football over the middle of the field and down the sideline, in addition to being able to throw with touch when he has to. You'll see Humphries make a wide array of throws at every quadrant of the field. He can make that bucket throw down the sideline. He can make that tight stick on a bang 8 route. He can also make that loft throw with just enough velocity in the back of the end zone or on a corner route to complete the pass. Situational football is where you'll like to see him continue to grow his game moving forward, but in my opinion, his game compares favorably to Matt Barkley and where he was coming out of USC. Barkley was a solid prospect in terms of working the short to intermediate passing game and was also solid on play action passes and your half boots and waggles. I think that's where Humphries can thrive and can have a lot of success as a pro. He was a model of consistency for the Racers throughout the course of his career, again starting well over 30 games, and has a bright future as a pro.
Hello. How are you this evening?
I'm doing great. How about yourself?
I'm doing fine. And actually, where are you located, KD? Because I think there's a little time difference with us, isn't it?
Yes, ma'am, it is. I'm currently in Montgomery, Alabama, so it's about
Okay.
6 o'clock right now.
Oh, okay. So an hour difference. So tell us a little about yourself. And then, of course, I like to ask just a few questions. So tell us a little about yourself, if you don't mind.
Katie Humphries. I'm 26-year-old athlete. I like to classify myself as an athlete. From Montgomery, Alabama, born and raised. Went to Sidney Lanier High School. I graduated from Jeff Davis High School. Went on to Murray State. Earned a degree in advertising with a minor in physical ed. Went on to pursue some football opportunities outside of college after college, some professional experience in York Hall football. I also played in the AAF under Birmingham Iron, and I also went over to Japan. Well, that was my last trip to Tokyo, Japan, and was starting quarterback for Asahi Biz Silver Star, and now I'm currently back in Montgomery, helping coach quarterbacks within the area and the state and all around. And right now, just blessed to be alive and just
Right.
still in good health with all this madness going on.
Exactly. I hear that. That's the truth right there. We're all blessed, even be here today.
Yes,
So
ma'am.
Katie, what give you the drive, or how'd you know you had a strong arm? As they said in the clip, what made you realize, I can do this? I got this. Like, how did you know that? Was it at a young age, or it's just from playing football and the coaches, noticed it for you?
I would say growing up, I always knew I had a arm talent.
Okay.
From my first love of baseball, man, that was one of my first loves. Growing up, man, I love the diamond. I love to compete. That was one thing about me. I love to compete. So I
Hmm.
have an older brother, 8 years apart, Keon. And he went off to college. He played football at Mississippi State. And during the time, I was a young pup growing up. So
Hmm.
when he would come home, he would need someone to, just toss him the ball or throw
Right.
it to him. So I started, finding myself, just at a young age, just like, man, maybe I could do this. I could do this a little better than other
Right.
11-year-olds or 10-year-olds. So and from that point, I knew that I could throw a football, just in the simplest terms, I could throw a
Right.
football, and so from that point on, coaches, they saw the potential in me and just kept my head on straight. Did my schoolwork, so that was never a problem. So coaches and mentors, they always just wanted to help me. They always had their hand out trying to help me and guide me. Along with my family. Like I said, my big brother being an athlete, a Division I athlete himself. You know, um, it
Hmm.
was just my help was really, in my face, and I actually had no choice but, to get better and just to learn and just to see, on a daily basis, hey, this could be me on the TV. This could be me
Right.
doing this, from just little league on and just seeing things how things transform. And man, I'm just thankful, for those people for pushing me, and just getting the
Right.
full potential out of me, and seeing it at a young age.
What keeps you like level headed, if you understand what I'm saying, like staying on, your mental is where it should be, from being younger than what you are now, and even your age, because some men your age are still not as level headed as they should be, if you're following what I'm saying. So what keeps you there? What kept you there? What got you there? Aside from, of course, the mentor and the family, but just your own drive. What got you there to keep you on that straight and narrow?
I would say going off to college.
Okay.
That was a big turning point in my life because it's real cliche. I can say a lot of people where I'm from they don't make it out, but I think
Hmm.
that phrase is one that really it hits home. In Montgomery, Alabama, and I was fortunate enough, to go off to college and see
Right.
something outside of Montgomery. So I went to college at Murray, Kentucky. Small city, small school, um, and just learning. Just getting out of my parents' house. Getting from around them, just not being 5 minutes away from home to
Right.
mom to call me and help me out with problems and this and that, or her coming to help me with something, and now I'm out on my own, and I'm basically at 18 a pretty much a grown man, with light years of knowledge to still to understand and grow. So just being away from college and I mean from home, and just understanding that, man, your name follows you, and like your name, like you are what people are gonna remember your name for, from five
Exactly.
5 years from now to 15 years from now. If somebody says, hey, do you know Katie Humphries? Oh yes, I know Katie Humphries, and everything you have done, from the time that you probably before you met that person to that person actually meets you until
Right.
after, y'all build a relationship, is those are the things that humble me. Is just saying that, no one can ever say that, man, Katie Humphrey, that's a bad guy, that's a bad this, and that's a bad this. I try to leave good impressions on people. And that comes from the
Absolutely.
from the first time that you meet them to possibly never meeting someone. It's just, even if we're talking over the phone, like Freeman, I've never met you in person, but I feel
Right.
like if we were to come in contact in person, we would have a good relation, a good standing,
Right.
and we would be able to communicate. And
Absolutely.
it wouldn't be no baggage between the both of us. Is just because we built a relationship, and through family, friends, and friends of
Hmm.
friends.
Right,
So
right.
just staying level headed, and just understanding that your name is something that you can't run from, and everything that comes with it, you know, you put it
It's
on
from you.
yourself. Yep,
Exactly. It's from you. Exactly.
definitely
That was well said because that's the truth. A lot of us don't think about that. What I put out there today can affect me tomorrow. You're
correct.
supposed to live your day as if it's, excuse me, as if it's your last. However, you have to be cautious of the decisions you make because it can affect you tomorrow. So that was definitely well said. I want to touch on Japan. Like, were you nervous? Was it a culture shock? Like, how was that experience for you?
Oh man, that was ooh. It's been over a little over a year now since I found
Oh, so it's
I
fresh from there.
yeah, yeah.
Oh
So
wow.
since I departed, so um, it was an exciting time, but it was also scary. Um,
I can imagine.
scary because I've never been on a plane for that long. I didn't know
Mhm.
where I was going. I just knew I was getting on the plane and I was going to land at Narita Airport, and that was all I knew. And man, just the way that the man above works, he doesn't make mistakes, and he places people in your life for reasons. So
Absolutely.
going to Japan, like I told you, it was exciting and scary, in both. So once I landed in Japan, I get to meet my teammate Anthony Wallace. Like I told you, me and this guy,
Hmm.
we never had a relationship, just through text messages and and whatnot. But finally met Anthony in Japan, and man, from the time that I met him, he's like a brother to me, and just
Yeah, that's
instantly,
good.
some having, getting away from home 16, 20 hours,
Hmm.
away from home, and just having someone that cares for you, and
Right,
that's something that really stood out to me. And and our relationship grew over time, man. That's like one of my brothers now. We speak on
right,
a regular basis. So we go months, and I'm loving Japan. So like I told you, God places no one in your life for no reason. So
right. Absolutely.
I end up meeting my good friend Alan and his family. Man, those people, man, were tremendous to me, and the rest of my teammates during our time in Japan. This was my last year was my first Thanksgiving away from my
Hmm.
own family. So, to
Wow.
have them take us in and feed us the way that they did, but even before Thanksgiving, after Thanksgiving, it was just a blessing, to have them out there with me and with us,
Right.
just to help us along the way. But I definitely enjoyed Japan, and they really were a big, big, big help for me,
Well,
making the
that's
transition.
good. That's awesome. Not every day, you run across people that are genuine, and care. So it's good to come across people that you can keep in your life for a lifetime because, like you said, God brings
Correct.
them in your life for a reason. So
Correct.
that's awesome. What motivation would you give our younger generation, especially with everything that's going on now? And I know it's difficult, even in Alabama. So, what motivation you would you give them from? And I'm speaking from COVID-19 to protests to just what would you tell someone if they said, "Katie, like I don't know what to think right now."
I would say number one, health. Health is wealth. Um, take care of yourself. And with you taking care of yourself, that means that you're helping take care of others.
Mm.
See, right now, my girlfriend, she's 7 months pregnant, so it's things that
Oh,
I have to,
congratulations.
thank you so much, thank you. But there's things like right now that maybe I want to do, but I
Mm,
can't put my family in jeopardy. So that's one thing I would say. First and
absolutely.
foremost, health is wealth. So make sure that you're staying healthy and staying safe. Take all the precautionary
Mm,
actions because it doesn't hit home until it's close to home. So
right.
and that's the scary thing is, man, we don't want anyone, to feel like they were a problem, or they could have helped prevent the problem, if they would
Right,
have taken it
right.
a little bit more serious. So,
Serious. Yes.
you just want to stay on top of things and just make sure even the little things have to be taken as a serious matter, because the little things
Absolutely.
can turn to big things. And that's a case that we saw, starting in February and January and even later. Some things could have been slowed down, and or just help slow down the rise in numbers, but they didn't. So we still have to take
Right.
precautionary actions, and just stay safe, and just know that, man, your health is number one. Your health is number one. And another thing I would want to leave with the youth is listen to your parents. Listen to your parents, your guardians, and your mentors, just anyone that has some type of, just knowledge or input on something,
Right.
man. Because I've heard this. I had a lot of coaches over the time, so man, I like to nitpick, quotes from each one, and this one stuck with me, and it was, "I'm attracted to older and wiser people," and that's because,
Right.
like, man, my mom, my parents, my uncles, my aunts, just coaches and whoever, those people have been there and done that, like literally.
Right.
Because I'm at a time in my life now where, I'm dealing with some kids where I'm like, hey man, I've been there and I've done that. So, just if you don't listen to everything I say, just pick out, just one or two
Right.
things. That's
At
it.
least, yeah.
At least
At
like a
least
few
hear me out.
things.
You know.
Yes. Yes. So that that
That's
that's
that's well
that's
said.
yes, that's definitely, those two things. Stay healthy, health is wealth, and staying safe, and also just listening to the older
Listening.
and wiser people.
Exactly, because a lot of us think we're listening, but we're so ready to respond to where we're missing the bigger picture, So a lot of us need to learn to just, okay, it's okay to just listen, Maybe it doesn't want a response, maybe it does, but hear me out first before you so quick to throw into where you couldn't even hear me because you're ready to respond. You don't even know what I'm
Yep.
getting ready to say. So yeah, listening is very powerful, and I don't think a
Correct.
lot of people, understand that. And also, like you said, with your health and you have to take care of yourself to take care of others as well. And that's so true, because with this whole COVID and with other things as well, we have to say, it's not just me getting sick. I can possibly, sorry about all the noise, I can possibly cause someone else to get sick,
Correct.
so we can't be selfish with something like this. So
Yes.
got to think about others.
Most
Well,
definitely.
I Katie, I really appreciate you taking the time, your time out to sit with us, share your knowledge, share your journey with us. I appreciate it. And like I normally tell everyone, we speak, and they say an interview. I like to say a conversation, because we're just learning from each other.
Hmm.
Everyone says something differently, and people receive things differently from different people. So I appreciate you sharing your knowledge, your journey, and everything with us. And is there anything else you want to say before I give you back your Sunday?
Um, just would like everyone to just, keep this nation in your prayers, and just know
Right.
that everyone, we really should be one. We need to come as one,
Absolutely.
and as tough as that sounds, man, something needs to happen.
Something needs
Everyone,
to happen.
every change is not easy, but sometimes it's for the better. So
Absolutely.
just know that we need to we it's time for a change, and it's gonna take all of us. So
It's
just
going to take
keep
all of us.
yes, it's gonna take all of us. So just
That's the
keep
truth.
everyone in your prayers. Yes.
Will
Yes.
do, will do. I appreciate that. You guys do not forget to go out there and vote. Make sure, if this is your first time voting, go back and watch those debates. We now have social media, so you're not missing anything from the news or the television. Pick up these phones that we have in our hand all the time. Go look at these debates, figure out who it is we need in office, Senate, president, what have you. Exactly. So make sure you guys vote, vote, vote. So Katie, again, thank you so much. I'm sorry I had to do this in the vehicle. We expected to be back earlier,
No
but
problem.
life happens. So again, thank everyone for tuning in. I do want to read the comments very quickly. I see we had a few. Miss Williams said, "That's right. Your name is all you have, and your word should be your bond." Well
Correct.
expressed, young man. Hey, Latique, someone speaking. She also said that my son, he was brought up like that, strong, family oriented. And see, a lot of our parents need to make sure we instill that in our children. So kudos to
Correct.
you, Mrs. Williams. She also stated a wise man take care of his family. And that's exactly what you said. You need to stay healthy. So you're here for your girlfriend and your newborn when the baby comes.
Yes,
Miss
ma'am.
Williams said, that's right. Your body is your temple.
Correct.
Absolutely. Good evening, Melvin. Good evening, Melvin. And then Miss Williams also said, always have a balanced life. Exactly.